welcome again to Yo-Yo Talk. And we've got an exciting episode tonight because we are announcing the 3 inductees for the 2023 National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame. I'm going to wait a little bit before I start in on that, so a few more people have a chance to sign in. And please give us a shout out when you do log in. We like to see who's watching. This is a live show. I know a couple episodes ago I said I didn't think I was going to be able to do live shows anymore, but that hasn't been the case. We're still at it thanks to Sean. His hours have changed enough that he can at least squeak in and be the producer for Yo-Yo Talk, at least for a few more episodes, hopefully. But anyway, if you're a Hall of Fame member, please sign in, or anybody else for that matter. Give us a howdy and a shout out. Let us know you're watching. We will be having a trivia contest. Okay, Jack from Canada, glad to see you signing in and watching. We haven't had a trivia contest in a while, but this is going to be a special trivia contest because we are pitting you against ChatGTP to see how you do against the AI. Now, of course, the ChatGTP cannot win the contest, but it could certainly win, but it's not going to get the awards. I want to see how ChatGTP does against our top yo-yo minds that are watching Yo-Yo Talk. And for the winner of our Yo-Yo Talk, I pulled the wrong mug. Okay, sorry, I was going to show you this, but it's a zombie cause mug. But we do have a mug for you that says Trivia Contest Champion, and hopefully you, one of you guys and gals will be that. And probably in 200 years, it'll be worth a lot of money on eBay. So, okay, before I announce the 2023 inductees, let me go over the process a little bit with you first. There was a nomination process that started back in September. Normally, we nominate a bunch of people, and then there's a kind of a vetting, if you will. The top 3 with the most nominations are automatically in the final 10, and then the executive committee then pulls another 7 out of those nominees, and that makes our 10. But we only had 8 nominees this year. And hey, Rick, glad you signed in. And since we only had 8, we went straight to our finalist voting. The people that vote for those 3 inductees are members of the Academy of Yo-Yo Arts or are already members of the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame. Now, anybody can nominate anybody in the process, but only the National Academy of Yo-Yo Arts folks get to vote, and then the Hall of Fame people. So these 3 individuals that I'll be showing you here in a moment are our 2023 inductees, and I must say every one of them is very worthy of that honor. But first, let me show you who is currently in the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame. It's funny, each year we get a few nominations for people that are already in the Hall of Fame. So people should really check before they nominate somebody to see if they're already in the Hall of Fame. Okay, show that little video of the current Hall of Fame members. To be increased by 3. Duncan Sr., I'll just read them off. Steve Brown, John Gates, Wilf Schleege Sr., Bob Rule, Valerie Oliver, Dazzlin' Dave, Tom Kuhn, Dale Meyerberg, Bob Maloney, Dennis McBride, Jennifer Baybrook, John Higby, Gus Samara, and then Don Duncan Jr. over to the right there. I think we haven't finished to go into the bottom there. Bill Du Bois-Blanc and Harvey Lowe. Now Don Duncan Jr. And again, we'll be adding 3 more people tonight to this great group of folks. Doc Pop, who is signed in. There we got a Hall of Famer signing in. We got Bob Allen there, Linda Singh Powell, the great Barney Akers, Andre Bollet and Joe Radovan, Pedro Flores, and Jack Russell. So those are our current, oh wait, sorry, forgot Dale Oliver and Joe Young. How could I forget them? All right, so those are our current inductees, and in just a few moments here, we are going to be announcing who our new inductees are for 2023. I'm going to give a couple more moments to let folks sign in, and then we'll show you the inductees. So anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to show you this yo-yo I saw on eBay a couple days ago, and I just thought I'd just throw it out there. Go on and show that little video of that John Wayne yo-yo there, Sean. There it is. So anyway, I'm looking on eBay. I see this package of John Wayne memorabilia. Most of it's like magazine covers and stuff like that, but they said a yo-yo. So I zoomed in on it. It's not the greatest picture in the world, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, I think that's more of a fantasy piece than an actual licensed yo-yo. So as you know, they do fantasy pieces on some of these cowboys. There's the there's the Hopalong Cassidy that was out there. That's totally bogus. And then a Roy Rogers. Now there is the real Roy Rogers, which is the plastic in the eagle mold, but this is a wooden one where they've photocopied it, and you can kind of tell like this that they're always like, I found it in an attic of my grandmother's and blah blah blah, and it's just BS. And some of these sold for quite about the Hopalong Cassidy was the first couple of those sold for several $100s, and then I think everybody figured out it was just a fantasy piece. But anyway, if you recognize that John Wayne yo-yo and say, hey, I've got it in my collection, no, this is a real deal, that would be great to know. But like I said, I think it's probably a fantasy piece, but I wanted to throw it out there to all you guys and gals that are collectors and know a little bit of history to see if you know anything about it. All right, let's get on to the inductees. This first inductee, I can tell you, if it wasn't for this individual, I would not have gotten involved with collecting or the history of the yo-yo. So I owe him a great debt of gratitude. I'm glad to see him in the Hall of Fame. Stuart Crump, a.k.a. Professor Yo-Yo, gave a lifetime to promoting the yo-yo. Of course, he is best known for his long-running publication, Yo-Yo Times, but he also produced several other books, A Little Book of Yo-Yos, 45 Yo-Yo Tricks and Tips, and then the Blue Book of Yo-Yos. But what I said he was best known for was the Yo-Yo Times, and in 1988 he started the publication. This was a publication that had yo-yo news, tricks, tips, interviews with professional players, history and collecting news. He hung with the greats of yo-yoing of the time, and he spent literally the last 3 decades of his life promoting the yo-yo. He could always be seen teaching the yo-yo to kids. He was honored at the 2003 World Championships as the recipient of the Harvey Lowe Lifetime Achievement Award. And he did compete. He won the 1992 World Championships in the Advanced Senior Division. Stuart Crump, 2023 inductee into the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame. Now that picture of him yo-yoing there in the White House, that was probably pretty edgy back in the day. Might have even gotten in trouble for it, but I just heard on the news that somebody just released a sex tape filmed in one of the rooms of the Capitol. So times do change. He probably got more in trouble for yo-yoing than the person that did the sex tape. But anyway, okay. So congratulations to Stuart Crump. Obviously, rest in peace, but I'm sure his family members are going to be very excited to hear that he was inducted. Our next inductee I met for the first time in 1993 at the first modern Yo-Yo National Championships in Chico, California. And I was competing then, and yes, he did beat me. Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson won his first citywide yo-yo contest in 1956 at the age of 10, which means he has been involved in the sport for 7 decades. In the late 1950s, he became a Duncan junior instructor and later went on to work as a yo-yo demonstrator for 9 different companies. Not only was he a yo-yo champion in his younger years, he has held American Yo-Yo Association world records. Jimmy has collected yo-yos and yo-yo memorabilia for decades and has a massive yo-yo and memorabilia collection. Giving back to the yo-yo community, he has been a national and world championship judge for numerous events over the decades. In addition to his yo-yoing skills, he is a skilled bagpipe player. Jim was also the recipient of the Harvey Lowe Lifetime Achievement Award. Jimmy Johnson, 2023 National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame inductee. So many congratulations, Jimmy. I know you're watching, so good job, good job. So our final inductee happens to be watching. And I consider him a good friend and one who I can talk to for hours and hours about filmmaking and whatnot. Mark McBride is considered the father of 3A yo-yo play, inventing many of the first 3A tricks. He is not only a trick innovator, but an author, filmmaker, illustrator, and one of the most dynamic influencers in the modern yo-yo era. He was the editor of Fiend magazine, and as a member of the Duncan worldwide crew, he toured the world as a yo-yo professional and produced, edited, and directed many of the Duncan videos, including How to Be a Player and the now legendary Viking Tour DVD. On the fringe, he ran an underground yo-yo film festival at Worlds, which to this day still cannot be named. His groundbreaking book, the Yo-Namicon, on yo-yo tricks is still relevant today as it was 2 decades ago when it was first published. Well remembered as the host of the Wheel of Pain at Worlds contest, his world has always been lived outside the box, not in. Mark McBride. All I have to say, Mark, is congratulations, and when are we going to see Yo-Namicon 2 come out? So, congratulations to all these new inductees into the National Hall of Fame, all well-deserving. Other people that were nominated are going to, I can almost guarantee you, will, in the future will be Hall of Fame members. It just wasn't your year, but many more years to come for many more inductees. And I'm just so proud of everybody getting so involved in this. It is quite an honor to be in the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame. And as always, our National Yo-Yo Hall of Fames can get this wonderful chenille patch that says you are in the Hall of Fame. And we'll be passing those out where? At Nationals, if you attend. And of course, any other inductees in the past, if you show up at Nationals, we will get you on stage and of course honor you. And we'll also have a special gift for you for just showing up at nationals, but you got to show up to get the gift. So anyway, just as a little housekeeping for our new inductees, because I know at least 2 of you are watching. Obviously, Stuart can't. But we're going to need, I think it's a 6x4 photo. We make it into a metallic photo, which is put on your plaque. You can see the Flores inductee plaque there. And I'll email you and give you the exact dimensions and all that. And we will present the plaques at the National Yo-Yo Championships. If you cannot attend, you will get the plaque, but I'm going to make you come to some national championships to get that chenille patch, though. Okay. All right. As I mentioned before, we're going to have our trivia contest, and that will be competing against ChatGTP, and that's going to be right near the end of the show. What's that? Okay, the link just went into the chat. Sean just told me. We only have 20 slots available, so you need to go on and sign in and make sure you got that slot. You'll be getting that great mug, which isn't like this. This mug is useful for all drinks except for liquid nitrogen. It would be very bad to use that one. So anyway, this next little segment, I've been kind of busy on scouring the internet, doing some other different things. So I put together this little clip of some collecting stuff, some history stuff, some just, recent modern, this is what I'm doing kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you that little clip, and right after the clip, we're going to go right into the trivia contest. So go on and sign in. The link has been posted, and I'll give you a moment or two after this to get signed in if you're just tune in afterwards. All right, let's go to that, Sean.
So every once in a while, I like to show folks some interesting things that I have either picked up on eBay or found on the internet when I was surfing, not necessarily expecting to find them or actually even looking for them. So some of these things may be of interest to you and some of them may not be, but I think historically some of them are kind of cool and some of it's just interesting stuff. The first is this little short film I came across. It's a cartoon from 1939, and we all know the yo-yo was very popular in 1939, so that doesn't come as any surprise to anybody that it might end up in an animation or two during that period of time. The title of the cartoon was The Princess and the Pauper, and keep in mind this cartoon is from 1939 and definitely would not be politically correct in today's terms, but I show it for reference to the yo-yo and nothing else, so no hate mail, please.
Who's this dark horse coming up? Why, this guy's our hero. It looks like Dan Cupid's got a half Nelson on him. And I'm the princess, too. But what chance has true love got against hot and cold running diamonds in every room?
Oh gosh, what you got? Jewels? Oh yeah.
And speaking of the 1930s, there is another even earlier reference to the yo-yo that I came up with here. This is from a movie flyer, or maybe a window card they would put in the movie theaters. It's from 1933, and the reason that we know it's from 1933 is you can go back and look at the movies which were just being released, that Wild Horse Mesa starring Randolph Scott and Fast Workers. These were released in 1933, probably ended in showing some in 1934. And you can see down here at the very bottom, a yo-yo top will be given to every child attending the matinee for free. And movie theaters were a very important part of the yo-yo craze in the 30s, as many of the contests were held at theaters, and often the Duncan yo-yo demonstrators would actually set up and perform on stage at these theaters as well, especially like on the weekend. So it's not unusual seeing these type of movie ads referencing yo-yos in these little advertisements for movie theaters and that sort of thing. And one more piece of memorabilia from the 1930s. specifically 1935. As you can see on in this photograph, the Duncan award sweater, and there's the proud family members with the yo-yo champion in the center. And I just want to tell you guys, if any of you guys out there have access to any of these early photos like this from the 30s or 40s, or just a kid playing the yo-yo that the yo-yoing community may not be aware of, please share it so we can make sure that the history of the yo-yo is not forgotten. Now, last show I did touch on that Cajun Spinners had released a set of pinback buttons, but I really didn't get the chance to show all the different buttons. So here they are. As I mentioned last month, I disagree with just the one button that shows the Greek yo-yo player, which is actually somebody holding an Arabalos on a thong. But you can learn all about that in a previous episode of Yo-Yo Talk, so you'll have to go back in and look and check and see where I explained all that Greek stuff that was bogus. And Cajun Spinners also released a new string pack as well, which I am particularly fond of because it has, number one, good graphics, and then number two, it's in a glassine envelope. And I feel those are the ones that are great to collect. Just call me an old school collector. There's something much cooler about a glassine envelope than just a plastic bag. So anyway, everybody to each to their own. I like those glassine envelopes, so I'm glad they decided to put them in glassine envelopes. Now, I did pick up some interesting things on eBay, and the first one I got to give thanks to Dano the Mano for giving me the heads up on this. He knew that I collected political yo-yos. Actually, I guess I collect just about every kind of yo-yo. So anyway, this is a Clinton Pinocchio yo-yo. You can figure that out. There were several different Clinton yo-yos made out there while he was president, and most of the others were a little more common than this. This is a cheap plastic one. Clinton spins on everything is probably the best of the bunch as far as quality of yo-yos. And then, of course, there's the famous Blow Yo, which featured Monica Lewinsky on the reverse side. I think you can all figure out what that was all about in reference to. So anyway, on eBay, I also picked up this yo-yo, which I think is probably a Flores. But as you all know, and I've preached many times in the past, a yo-yo without a seal is just a yo-yo. It's like a penny that's a 1909 VDBS but doesn't have a mint mark. It's just worth a penny. Or actually, I guess it's worth about 2 cents in copper now since it's more valuable than its face value. So again, this doesn't have any collectible value unless you have some sort of provenance with a yo-yo that doesn't have a seal on it. Some examples of that might be the Tunbridge Ware yo-yos from the 1840s to 1860s, which were English because they have a certain pattern and they're really difficult to make. So those are pretty real. So anyway, I don't think this yo-yo had much value, but I wanted to get it just to see if I really thought it was a Flores when I laid hands on it, and I really do. And then it came across on eBay something that I thought was a priceless item. And when I first added, I thought, why would anybody want to sell this valuable collectible? I kind of made a little guess in my mind to how much to buy it now might be, $600, $700, $800, maybe. But lo and behold, to buy it now was only $9.99, and there were 0 bids at $1.99. I would say that's pretty devastating. Anyway, that's the Wendy's Guinness World Record card that was passed out on their kids' meals back in 2006. However, someday it will be worth $500 as long as we have strong inflation, and who knows, maybe it'll be next year. So anyway, I also picked up this Whip It yo-yo. I enjoyed this song. I remember when Whip It came out with Devo. It was a cool song, and of course they revived that in the Duncan commercial. This is a slimline yo-yo. They were still making that slimline in the 90s, and the ad though wasn't for the slimline yo-yo. It was a 1999 ad which, pardon me, featured Devo, and it was actually that transaction yo-yo, which was that plastic yo-yo that had a little transaxle in it that Duncan released in 1999, as I recall. And I don't think the transaxle sold for that many years. I think there were other yo-yos out there that were transaxles that were a little bit better than that. And I think they did use, as I recall, the kind of the body sort of as a prototype for making the freehand, similar type of plastic side caps, that sort of thing. Also, a friend gave me some Nickelodeon yo-yos, SpongeBob SquarePants franchise, to be very specific. I love those character yo-yos, but I'll have to wait another 50 or 75 years for them to have any real collectible value, I think. My yo-yo collection just got a recent shout out in a book that was just published called Secret Orlando. The book listing was more about my lake swim than it was the yo-yos or my unimaginable expertise in the zombie world. But it was nice to have a mention in the book. They were talking about different unique things around Orlando that most people didn't know about. And so it was nice to be highlighted. They did mention that it wasn't really open to the public. We just keep the collection open to serious yo-yo collectors only, which we call what? Bandalorist. Yes. However, it was interesting. Speaking of people coming over, my middle son Jake had some old college buddies visiting town, and he brought him over to the house to play some ping pong. And it turns out a friend of a friend, his name's Scott, said he happened to yo-yo. And I'm thinking, oh, well, he probably knows how to do walk the dog around the world. And he had heard that I had some yo-yos. So he was very shocked, to make a long story short, that he was walking into the largest collection in the world. And I was very shocked because he did this.
Nice. Okay. Now the real question is, show me DNA. Show me DNA. There we go. He's almost got it. Is he going to do it? Oh!
So it was great. He walked away some pretty good swag, and I gave him, showed him where to find the dates of the Central Florida Yo-Yo Club, and hopefully he'll follow up with the club and maybe even consider competing. So hopefully, I think I saw Scott maybe even sign up. He may be even watching tonight. I'm not sure. I did get a few questions over the last month. This yo-yo here, which I believe is from Canada, and probably made by either the National Yo-Yo Company, Parker Yo-Yo Company, or Canada Games. They kind of went boom, boom, boom. And they had the same style of yo-yos. However, I'm not real familiar with this one and which one of those companies made it. It could have even been after Canada Games, but I don't think so. It was obviously in French and English, being up in Canada. And if you do know what this yo-yo is, particularly the date and which company made it, please give us a shout out. It is stamped Sweden on the back, like most of these yo-yos that were made by those companies back then. And also, Chris McGregor sent me these photos. He got this from Spain. These are called CLYW yo-yos, and they're very clearly a Tom Kuhn knockoff. Chris said the wood was of a very poor quality, and I asked Tom if there was any possibility they were his, and he said no way. So apparently the word is slang in Spanish for tiny koala, which you see those little koala bears on the advertising graphics there for the yo-yo. Now, if anybody has any information about these yo-yos, especially what year these might have been made, and if there was a specific company that did it, we'd love to know what that is. And just to finish up, I did a trade for a Spinmeister 2000. I had never seen this yo-yo before, but apparently it was released in 1999. That was, right at the tail end of the big craze where everybody and their brother was making all these different types of yo-yos. It is a aluminum ball bearing yo-yo, kind of has a butterfly flywheel type of shape. I don't know anything about the company or whether or not they made any other yo-yos other than this. If anybody has any interesting story or history about this yo-yo, just, shout out and let us know. So that's about all that's fit to print on my recent finds. All right, good. We've thank you, Jack, for answering that question on those being national yo-yos. I just hadn't seen them before, so that's good to be able to date them to the early 70s. Well, we're almost ready for the trivia contest. I think we've got 9. We need to get at least double digits signed in. So, guys, go on and sign in. The link has been posted in chat. If you have not signed up, please do so. We only have 20 slots. I don't think we're going to fill the total 20. And this is your opportunity to get up against AI and see how you do, because that's who you're competing against tonight. We've got ChatGTP has looked at these. Okay. Simcoe says that the link is not in YouTube chat. Is that possible? Sean says, no, that is incorrect. It is there. He's going to paste it again. Let me see if it pops up here. Will it pop up on my screen if it's not in the link is on Facebook? Okay, well, that's one place, but it's supposed to be on... It's not popping up on my chat, so maybe it's not. Okay. All right. Well, what are we up to now on sign-ins? It's not changed. Somebody needs to. We got to get to at least double digits here on this trivia contest. Give you just a minute longer. Were you able to find it on YouTube there, Tim?
Oh, you know what? I know why it's not showing. I'm banned from posting on live chats on YouTube on my account.
Oh, Sean just informed me that he was banned from posting on live YouTube on his account. I won't ask why that is. Maybe I will ask why that is. Why is that, Sean?
Arguments with, I can't use the R word here.
Okay. He's been getting, I guess he's been canceled or something. But is that, is there a workaround on that?
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay, Sean is working on a workaround on the YouTube. So all you guys and gals that are watching on YouTube, you should be able to get it up here in a second, and then we'll get going. So just a reminder of how the trivia contest works. There are going to be 5 questions, and you are scored not only on getting it correct, which is the most important thing, of course, but the speed in which you get it also goes to your total point tally. And we're going to assume that the ChatGTP is very, very quick. And so you're going to be up against speed. But we don't know if ChatGTP is... Okay, Mark McBride just says he put the link on YouTube. Sean says, thank you. Okay. So Sean says, thank you. It should be up, you guys, on the YouTube account. And so sign in. I'll give you another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll assume everybody is signed in that wants to sign in.
No, I know what it is. It's because it's not popping up for me either. It's YouTube. I just looked it up. YouTube doesn't allow you to post links in the chat.
Oh, YouTube is not allowing us to post links in the chat, which is a problem. So it apparently is not showing up.
Here, I'll just do it like this.
Okay, he's going to try one more way. Here, it should be coming up in just a sec. And then once he gets it popped in, I'll give you 30 seconds for all our YouTube watchers to
sign in, and then we'll get going here. So anyway, speed is of essence. Getting it correct is absolute. Speed then becomes of essence. You are against the Chat GTP computer. We will see who wins, but he does not get, or she, I don't know what a Chat GTP is. I don't know what pronoun it uses. We will give our award mug to the trivia contest winner that is human. While we wait, Custom originally made the cold fusion for Pro-Yo before the lawsuits happened. Are you saying that Spinmeister was produced by Custom Yo-Yos? Is that what you're saying, Tim? I assume that's what you're referring to, that particular yo-yo. It kind of looks like something that the Custom Yo-Yos might have made, and then, farmed out to the Spinmeister people. But I'd never heard of that company before. How are we doing there, Sean? Okay. So sorry, guys, if you're on... What's that?
So for everyone that's trying to join right now, all you have to do is go to crowdper.com and type in the code. It is... Sorry.
Oh,
the code is T9HGJ. I'll put that in the chat. Hopefully that pops up at least. But if you put that in, you'll be able to join.
So that's at crowdper.com.
Yeah, crowdper.com will allow you to get in. But
is that P-U-R-R?
Yeah, P-U-R-R.
Okay.
We'll give it here a few minutes
all right.
so everybody can sign in. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube does that with. I guess it's to stop people from spamming the links in chats.
Oh yeah.
We've had one of those
probably
on
makes
the show
sense.
before, but yeah, it does
all right,
help
we'll have to
physically
figure out how to
this.
do that in the next show. We do a trivia contest so everybody can.
Yeah, maybe we'll post in the group, the Lucky's Doc Lucky's Talk group ahead of time, so you guys.
Yeah, that may be better. Just
we'll
to do
figure
that.
It out, ladies and gents.
So I missed that bit about I didn't see that custom yo-yo thing on the packaging there, so that's interesting. Okay, there you go. So sign into CrowdPer, and then there's the code. All right, we'll give it 30 more seconds. That gives you a chance to sign in. Did we get up to 10 yet?
No.
Okay.
Let's get 10. And then
Yeah, we'll try to get to 10. That's just one more person.
Yeah.
And then we'll get going.
Which we just put the information out, so we got to give people.
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
second
Give
time,
people a
We're
chance.
not, I'm not a masochist, at least for stopping people from getting on trivias.
All right. Tell me when somebody signs in there so we know that people have got it. All right. Just waiting for those last few little stragglers. Well, anyway, so while we're waiting, I will say for the next month's episode, I have something incredibly special that I uncovered, a photograph that literally made my jaw drop to the ground. It's still a little sore right there. This. Okay, we have 10. Okay, I'm not gonna. So anyway, so this is an early photo from around 1929. I did not know it existed until about a week ago, and I'm doing a little more research on it. But all I'm going to say is it's very exciting for anybody that has an interest in those early years of the yo-yo. I think it's going to blow some minds. So make sure you tune in next week when I start talking about this photograph. And I'll give you a little hint. We're all familiar with that Our Gang Little Rascals photo, which, you know, sitting there with the boxes of Duncan yo-yos. Well, there was a second photo taken on the same day, and it shows something pretty incredible. And I think it is mind-blowing. And it will not be revealed until next month's issue of Yo-Yo Talk. So, not issue, but show. Okay, let's get this trivia contest going. Ready? Oh, yeah, I guess I got to get involved too here. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right, I'm ready to rock and roll here. Let's run this trivia contest. It's going to 5 seconds. And remember, you're up against ChatGTP. Answer quick. Who holds the AYYA world record for the most two-handed shoot the moons? Johans, Bill Du Bois-Blanc, Dale Oliver, Gentry Stein, Pedro Flores. All right. And you can see the point scoring going down the longer it takes you to answer. You still have 10 seconds, can still score some points. Give it some thought. ChatGTP has already answered. So we will see where you're at. Okay, time has run out. And let's see what the correct... It is Bill Du Bois-Blanc. Okay. Now, I will say, go on, let's show the rankings. And how did ChatGTP get that? Yes, except that okay, that was not, okay. ChatGPT didn't, I just want to clarify something. Sean is being ChatGTP. We already know the answers. ChatGPT missed that question. They said Johans was the correct winner on that. Okay, so ChatGTP got 0 points for that. Almost everybody else got points. So we will go to our next question. The problem is the human interaction with ChatGTP right now, but it did miss that one. Okay, we'll go to our next question. Who has the world's largest yo-yo collection? Lucky Meisenheimer, Jimmy Johnson, Dazzling Dave, Beth Johnson, Tommy Smothers. Answer quick, and you will get more points. Now, you know which one ChatGTP answered on that, right? It's not the answer you would...
Well, it gave me Jimmy Johnson.
Okay. Are you going off the ChatGTP that I ran, or are you doing it right now?
I'm doing it as we speak.
Okay, well, then it's changing its answers. Okay, very good. Let's see how everybody did on that question. Okay. So let's see the scoring. No surprise there, I think, on the correct answers. Okay. Now ChatGTP is down in the rankings. So he's actually running ChatGTP. I did it before the show, so we could just do it in. But he's actually running the questions live. So at least 6 of you are beating ChatGTP now. Okay, let's go to the next question. How many yo-yos are required to play in the 3A division in the USA Yo-Yo Nationals? A, 0, 3A is a top division. B, 0, 3A is a Diablo division. C, 1, D, 2, E, 3. I would think most of our yo-yo people would know the answer to that. But does ChatGTP? It did when I ran it, but let's see if it did it when Sean ran it. Okay, let's see the correct answer. 2 is correct. And let's see how we did score-wise. ChatGTP did move up 1. But is not beating the human beings. All right. All right, let's go to question number, what is this? 4. All right. It still has a chance to catch up, though.
What was the grand prize for the 1963 National Yo-Yo Championships? A $5,000 college scholarship. B, a Schwinn 3-speed bicycle. C, a television set. D, a $1,000 gift certificate to Sears and Roebuck's. Or E, a contract to appear in a show in Disneyland. Still have a couple seconds left. You can still squeak out a few points. All right. And the correct answer, of course, was a $5,000 college scholarship, which is worth about $50,000 now or more. And let's see how ChatGTP did on this one. It got it right when I ran it. Did it get it right when you ran it? Yeah. Oh, it did. Oh, so only the is that the Nickinator? Yeah. Oh, only the Nickinator, who is probably our all-time grand champion of winning most of these, is still the only one better than ChatGTP. So normally I'm not rooting for the Nickinator, but I will tell you right now, I am rooting for the Nickinator. All right, let's see how it all shakes out in this last bit. What currently is the most requested yo-yo trick popularized by Gentry Stein on the internet? Walk the dog, rock the baby, rethink yo-yo, DNA, or the sleeper? And I will say, when I ran it, ChatGTP missed it. So we will see if it gets it right on this one and has a chance to beat the Nickinator. All right, let's see the correct answer. DNA. Now, when I ran it earlier in the day, ChatGTP said it was rethink yo-yo. So let's see what it did right now and see if anybody beat it. Okay, the winners are in third place, I guess, Tim Simcoe with 357 points. I hope I see a human in second place. Oh, ChatGTP second place. And the winner is the Nickinator. Thank God a human being won. At least we can say that. But did ChatGTP get that last one? See, it... yeah, well, I don't trust ChatGPT. So anyway. Congratulations to Nick. You were the only one to beat the computer. Congratulations to our 3 new inductees to the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame, Stuart Crump, Jimmy Johnson, and Mark McBride. Please remember that February 7th is National... Oh, it's not? Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw Nick, and I thought it was the Nickinator. Who else could have possibly beat? But who is it?
Nick Crush.
Oh, all right. Great. So it wasn't. So we know there are probably 2 human beings. If Nickinator had played, I'm sure he would have beat it too. So first time winning. All right. Well, we need your snail mail address, and then we will get you that Trivia Champion mug to you. And like I was saying, please remember that February 7th is National Periodic Table Day. So please take your Lucky's periodic table of yo-yos out to dinner that evening. And make sure you watch next month's episode when I reveal that exciting photo that I've uncovered. And as always, remember, you can never have too many yo-yos. I will see you March 7th, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is Doc Lucky and Sean Berg signing off. Until then, thanks for watching.